Hey everyone, it's Francis. August 17th, 2011. This collision course report will coincide with tonight's radio show from 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern on freedomslips.com/revolution radio. The link will be below. I talk about what I learned over the week about the events surrounding Comet Elenin, Comet Levy, Comet Honda, and the asteroid YU-55. I can tell you that I've hesitated making a new video because I don't have any brand new images to show you, so all I can tell you this week and talk about are the things that I've exposed myself to about the coming events and the passage of Comet Elenin. Normally what I do is report on the comets and the asteroids' position, which I'll go ahead and do now. Comet Elenin today is 1.27 AU from Earth and 0.757 from the Sun. Tomorrow it'll be 1.252 away from Earth and 0.740 away from the Sun. The reason why I said those two numbers because I went ahead and I took the opportunity to just do some rough numbers and see how fast the comet is coming into Earth and to the Sun. So today it's 1.270 AU, tomorrow it's 1.252. That's a difference of 0.018 AU in 24 hours. I figured out how many miles 0.018 AU is. That's 1,673,205 miles. And I divided it by 24 and came out with 69,716 miles an hour. So every day or every hour, the comet moves closer to Earth 70,000 miles. And every hour, the comet moves closer to the Sun 65,000 miles. Comet Levy, P2006 T1 Levy. Today it's 1.291 away from Earth and 1.985 away from the Sun. On January 7th, it would be 0.0484 to Earth and 0.0991 to the Sun. Today, 45P Honda Merkos Pajdu Sakova is 0.0643 away from Earth. 2 days ago, it was 0.0603. So in 2 days, Comet Honda has moved 0.004 farther away from Earth and moving away. Comet Honda did not interfere, interact, or have any big impact on Earth. There wasn't a lot of images of it. There wasn't a lot of fanfare, and now it's on its way out. I believe that Honda and Elenin will be in the sky together in November. So we might get more pictures of Honda later on in the year. Asteroid YU-55 today is 0.964 from Earth and 0.729 from the Sun. The close approach data reads it as 0.0021 from Earth on November 8th and then 0.0016 from the Moon on November 9th. That information differs than the orbital diagram that NASA presents. On the orbital diagram it reads YU-55 closest to Earth on November 8th at 0.0079 instead of 0.0021 like the close approach data. And then on 11/9, the orbital diagram actually shows the asteroid closest to Earth at 0.023. So 0.0023 and 0.0021 are the same, very close, but the orbital diagram shows it happening on a different day. The close approach data shows the close approach to Earth and then the Moon the next day. So I don't know if there's anything in that. I have not taken images of Comet Elenin. We went out over the weekend and I looked through the we saw the telescope pointed in that direction before we went on live. We saw a fuzzy object in the untracking vision. I mean, it was just not a good image because we're setting up and trying to get everything at the same time. Basically using a guide star. And anyways, I didn't get any pictures, and I haven't gotten any pictures from the observatories. Australia's weather is still terrible, and New Mexico's weather has been terrible. And when New Mexico's weather wasn't terrible, I couldn't get any of the telescopes to point low enough on the horizon. Though when I go out at night and we use my father-in-law's telescopes, I can track the position of it in the sky, and it's not too low to take a telescope and point at it. But the sun is still shining light in the sky. It's down very low, and if you wait till the sun has pretty much gone away under the horizon, the comet's under the horizon too. I wanted to say that I am more aware of a lot of information going on and the timing of events regarding the woman bathed in the sun, giving birth, and a red dragon coming to consume the child. I know that this celestial lineup occurs around September 30th. That would be after Comet Elenin comes in between the Earth and the Sun. Right after that, we have these alignments in Virgo, which can be tied to the 12th Revelation. We have the birth of Venus occurring on October 4th. We have the birth of Mercury on October 9th. And basically this is the constellation Virgo giving, as the planets move through the constellation, it appears like that Virgo is actually giving birth to them. The birth of Venus October 4th, the birth of Mercury on October 9th, the birth of the Sun on October 8th. All the planets are moving through Virgo. And then Saturn is born on November 11th, 2011. I was planning, before I knew this information, I was planning a party on that day because I thought that was an important day. And we're still going to try to have a party on that day, though I don't know what it means that Saturn will be born through Virgo on November 11th, 2011. And this is relevant, and this is being watched because Comet Elenin is moving through this alignment at the same time. Revelation 12 speaks of the birth of a woman, or of a woman bathed in the sun giving birth, and then the child, the male child, being consumed by this red dragon. So this is just leading to more new Comet Elenin views and visions. So though I can't tell you anything more new about Comet Elenin through images, I can tell you that I've absorbed a lot more information that leads to physical events occurring that I can watch without having to rely on a story to tell me that something happened. We're going to watch this event, we're going to move through this time, and we're going to see what happens to the comets and this alignment. And I find it pretty interesting. I also absorbed and exposed myself to Daniel's timeline. So I think it comes from, someone asked me, in fact, again today, if I believe in God, and I do believe I believe in God. So if any of this research is relevant to God's work, it is also relevant to an astronomer and an amateur like myself to dive into, and then to sit back and watch and observe these events occur. I am of the mind that all the events will occur out in space, and that it won't be a traumatic event on us to view those things. But at the same time, we should be aware that, if and when these all occur, what do they mean and what are they interacting on? If they don't cause an effect out in space, what effect are they causing on people here on Earth? And those people who want all those things, revelations, to come true. I've always said there's people in the world who want these things to come true. Secret societies. I was watching a video today of President Kennedy speaking on secret societies, and in 1961, April 27th, was speaking to the press, a one-party press, that in need of more security, that would not permit, he would not permit, in the need for more security, to stifle the press. And it was the press's responsibility to be kind and reasonable in the face of war to its readers and members. And I'm speaking on this because I still get a sense of a lot of reports that I'm reading about are highly hyped and integrated into the information stream to excite some. I mean, some of it's just, some of the information is being put out there and analyzed full well knowing that what they're looking at is a camera flare, and I don't get the sense of that. And that the secret societies have covert means of infiltration, subversion, intimidation, and guerrillas by night. And I thought that was all information, even though, and yet no war has been declared. I got a lot out of that. You know, President Kennedy was really talking sensibly to the press. An error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. An error doesn't become a mistake unless the person or persons who make the error refuse to correct it. Excuse me. It is a crime to shrink from controversy. That was an Athenian lawmaker said that, Sola. Made it a crime. It's the only business protected by the Constitution is the press. To inform, arouse, mold, educate, and even anger public sentiment. And that analyzing some of the inventions of the day, Francis Bacon talked about the compass, gunpowder, and printing press. The compass brought us all together. And the development of gunpowder made us realize where our failures were in communicating when we had war. And then the press, the printing press, is there to strengthen and assist the recorder of man's deeds. The printing press is there to record man's deeds. It is the courier of the news, and it will be what he was, and it will be what he was born to be. And through it, man will be what he was born to be, free. So it's okay to be free, but I don't know if free press and just researching things that are obvious dead ends does anyone any good. So I'm researching and looking out for the next alignments and the comets and how they interact out in space. And if I see anything or hear anything important, I will come back and tell you. Y'all have a great afternoon. Be good to each other.